What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. Clearly, yeah, still raining on day like 14. I don't know. I think at this point I'm gonna start building an ark, so we might have to make another trip to Home Depot for some lumber. I think we should come out with like the only lifted ark that's ever been built, and we'll just have like, I only got one gunner. I guess we got two dogs, but one gunner. So I wish I could say my morning started off like great and grand and happy, but unfortunately not. So if you guys remember, I recently had my truck painted, I think at this point now, what, 2-3 months ago over at California Auto Works. And one of the many things I had them do was replace some of the glass. So the windshield had a little bit of a crack in it and a little like rock chip. And I was like, well, if we're already, you know, needing to pull the windshield to paint up underneath the little ridge right there, we might as well put a new windshield in. So got a new windshield put in, and then California Auto Works had sourced a used back glass portion. Not that there was really anything wrong with mine, it's just we went with a nicer one. So we got a whole brand new back glass portion as well. Now, one of the reasons I hate like pulling factory stuff apart is you're introducing yourself to maybe having issues. So hopped in the truck this morning and closed the door, and I felt like a splash on me, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like, is there any water off of me? Because it has been raining, like I said, like crazy. Just overnight we had like well over 3 to 4 inches of rain, which for some of you guys in the rest of the country, that's like not a lot, but for us here, that is an absolute ton of rain. So it's been hammering down all night super hard. So I felt the splash, look over, see like a splash of water sitting right there on my center console, and I'm like, well, that's not good. Where did that come from? So then I take a nice peek up over at the headliner, and I'm like, oh man, the headliner's like fully full of water. And then I'm like, no, this thing's always been sagging a little bit. But then I look up front right there, and you'll see a little drop of water just right in the center of the windshield right there. This thing's just sprung a leak now, like great. So I came out and I looked at the little windshield trim right here, which this we actually had painted black. I know a lot of people ask about this. It comes in like a brushed, kind of stainless, kind of chrome trim that goes around the entire windshield. Looks so much better blacked out. But if you look right in the center, there's obviously a little flaw right there, being that there's a gap. I don't know if that's what our issue is the fact that like this gap's too big or the gap wasn't sealed properly. I'm not 100% sure. Now, I'm no windshield expert, but obviously I'd assume you'd like goop some type of sealant when you install a windshield. You can kind of see where some of it was like smeared on the little headliner retaining piece, whatever you call this trim piece right here. So one of the first things I want to do is I want to pull the trim off of the headliner right here and just see if we can see anything else. The good thing is like nothing feels wet. You know, like again, I understand the headliner's kind of sagging, but it's just an old headliner, like they eventually do that, but none of it feels wet. And when I picked this thing up from California Auto Works, plus like after that, I've driven this thing, you know, 60, 70 miles an hour down the freeway in driving rain, like straight into that gap, and there's never been any water penetration into the cab. So I'm assuming whatever it is really small. I'm hoping whatever it is really small. I don't know if we can like reseal it from the backside or if we got to pull the windshield, but first things first, let's go get that trim piece taken off at the warehouse. Well, I think our timing on filming the intro of this video was ideal because, well, hey, look, more rain. So we've made it back to the warehouse. Got some good news right here in my hand. Well, oh geez, all right. Let's see how dramatically we can pour these out. Ready? No. All right, that wasn't as dramatic as I thought. But we have got all of the flag decals that everybody has been waiting for back in stock. There'll be a link right there, as well as one down in the description. Now, we got a bigger issue over here at the warehouse. I gotta drop a deuce. We're out of toilet paper upstairs. I'm hoping we got some more. Oh, dude, it's like being rich over here. See you on the other side. This is a rare sighting right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the rare sighting. Wes, did you sign off on my engineering? Everybody thinks I was lost without you, buddy. How's my engineering look? Is it all right? I mean, you're standing underneath it. You're feeling...
I'm just glad I wasn't here when you were lifting those tires, because I was a little worried.
It worked though, right?
Has YouTube seen that it worked yet?
They will before this video goes live.
Yeah. Was it that much easier?
Yeah.
Do you not think you could have loaded those before you had that thing assembled in?
Look, I got a bad elbow that every time I move tires, it like reactivates how bad it is. So yeah, like in... You
could have like got a little hoist off that beam and like, you know, just...
You know, I thought about that. One of the things I would love to have is like a full gantry crane that can reach like the entire shop, but obviously we don't have, you know, 100 grand to do that. So for 250 bucks, whatever, it worked. You want to try it? You want to move some tires? You want to put your tires up there?
I don't have any.
Those are your tires. What do you mean you don't have any tires?
They're gonna be Zach's. Those are just set that I had sitting around.
Oh, I thought you were over here selling them. Now I guess I'm storing them. So what are you doing here, buddy?
I'm looking for some fittings before I order some.
Uh-oh, for what? Your horn setup?
Yeah, I'm just bored. I'm trying something out.
Shoot, we haven't seen Wes's truck since it got done, and well, of course it's raining right now, but God, this thing just looks so good. That red almost looks darker now. I mean, I don't know where I can use that color, maybe on the LOY or something, but I'm absolutely in love with that red. It just looks awesome.
As you can see, I finally got the traction bars back on the truck. I actually made a new set of bars because the ones I originally made, when I welded up the bungs into the tube, I overheated the thread, so they were kind of hard to set by hand. So redid them, got them powder coated, got them on. Next thing I want to do is, everybody was asking about doing lug nuts with color. The powder coat shop recommended not powder coating them because it makes it thicker. It's hard to get the socket on it. So found a company, Venom_wheel, on Instagram, or venomwheels.com. They make pretty much any color lug nuts you want. They're out of LA, and they hooked me up with a set of them for the truck. Same length, just a candy red color. Not exact match, but close enough.
Yeah, once it's in the wheel, it darkens everything up a little bit.
So it should be somewhat close. And it wouldn't be my truck if it wasn't dirty, but it's
raining, dude. This is the one time you got an excuse. Are you happy you did the hitch? Because again, you can only see that much, but
I think it does. That my old receiver was definitely chipped up a little bit, and it was a dull black, and then next to more of a gloss. So I think it was a good idea to do it.
Two is if you mount your new horns up underneath here, and you get people looking underneath, you'll see the whole hitch assembly. Yeah. Wes, can we tell them what you ordered, or should we not reveal what you ordered?
I want to test it out before.
All right. Well, Wes has got something coming for his truck, but he wants to fire up my horn here and hook it up to the air compressor. So we're gonna see if we got enough little random fittings and stuff to get it to hook up to my little compressor there. The big compressor's still over at Sergio's shop because he's running a CNC plasma over there. It's also a good thing Wes showed up today because, well, Wes, the Denali batteries are dead again, buddy. I think it's a good day to retest out your jumper cables, which have been flawless. Are you selling any more? I've noticed on Instagram. You got any more for sale?
I sold the last set yesterday.
Keep an eye out on Wes's Instagram at SoCal_6.2 if he posts any more jumper cables for sale. We're about to test them out. I'm gonna pull the Ford in here because, yeah, I think I know what my draw issue is with the Denali, and it's more my negligence. Number one, I should be coming over here starting it all the time. Number two, I should just sack up, and I think at this point, like, yeah, we're buying a battery tender for this thing just to keep it fully charged. My issue has been, I've got this Phoenix controller in here, and I have a tendency to always leave this thing on. But these are all lighting control functions that you can basically preset to any lights that you want. It's got a box in the back of the truck back there, and it kind of works as just like a master switch. So you just wire up whatever you want into the box back there, and it is programmed to be one of these buttons. So you'll see it'll light up brighter. That means your lights are on. Had I known about this, I would have had my rock lights on here. I would have had all my, pretty much every accessory I have wired up to this thing. That way I don't have to have all the little switches that I have up underneath there, which are going to be kind of hard to see right now. But I'm thinking this is also where my horn is going to be mounted up to. You can either make these like full-time on-off, or you can make these momentary switches. So I think I'm going to end up making the horn one of these as a momentary switch, because I already have way too many wires and crap running up over here. But my negligence of leaving that thing on is what is causing, I think, my battery to die. I mean, it takes, 2 weeks probably for that to happen, but that's what's been going on. Thankful for my Zoom, I get to keep my 6 feet here. Nah, there's not enough air going to it, so it's not firing off all the bells. It's only firing off a couple.
This is too restrictive, that little plug-in.
Yeah. So one of the cool things about like these types of train horns, being that it's all coming into like one manifold, if you have like a manual ball valve, you can actually like roll on to the air a little bit, and it'll start to fire like one horn at a time. So what you're hearing right now is it's super restricted. It's not enough air going into it to fire all of them. Still sounds like we're not firing all of them.
So that's restricting the hell out of it.
Yeah. We need way more air than that. Let's try it again, unrestricted. Yeah, that's a lot louder. Well, I'm gonna pull the OBS in the shop right now. I guess it's a good time for the truck to be outside because it's like back to raining pretty hard again. And yeah, looks like we still got some water droplets coming. Again, I think it's because of the amount of rain we've got, because this thing's been through like 10 other rains and it hasn't had any leak issues at all. This is how you jump start a lifted truck. You need a ladder. Oh, we've got everything starting to, well, all right. Kind of coming back to life here. So the one good thing about Wes's jumper cables is the gauge wire that he uses. It transfers power really well. Normally you should like let this sit for a minute and charge them up. It might be enough right now to fire the thing. So I'm sitting here waiting for our voltage to go up, and then I just heard my compressors kick on. And unfortunately my compressors are tied to the ignition of the truck, which I don't think I will ever do again. Any truck from here on out, compressors completely severed switch from the ignition, because now we gotta wait for the compressors to fill up, which is taking all of our current away from going into the battery right there. All right, I'm getting impatient. Let's see. Hey! She's alive! That's why you always gotta have multiple trucks, one to save the other. The old switcheroony here. That way the Denali can sit outside and keep charging, and then we can see if we can figure out what's going on with my headline. If anybody's looking for a nice fresh mattress, we've got one right here. It's getting washed by this little stream. This thing's gonna be good to go. Look at that. Memory foam, just a few bed bugs in there. So I'm not even entirely sure this piece is gonna come off. I could feel like a bunch of, I don't know if you're gonna see this, a bunch of whatever the little goop they used to seal this with is up on this piece right here. Hopefully it's not like glued together. Let's see. Oh no, looks like it's coming out pretty good. All right. You know, this whole time I thought this thing was plastic, but yeah, apparently she's metal. So the good news is it's not coming from like anywhere in the metal where there's like a hole rusted in it. It is unfortunately coming from the sealant right there where the windshield is sealed to the actual body of the truck. Let's see if we can get up underneath there, get a better look. So I don't really know what to do about this, guys. Should I just like try and reseal it from the backside right here? I know that doesn't typically work, but it looks like it's such a small, slow leak. So one of the other things I was worried about was if the headliner actually like tied in, it would start sucking the water over. Luckily, there's a nice healthy gap right there. There's no way the water would be able to like drip down back up into the headliner without an insane amount of water coming in, but clearly there's already a little spot where it comes out. So again, I'm not sure if I should just try and seal it from the backside. I don't know. Any of you window experts out there, let me know. I don't want to have to pull the whole windshield out, reseal it, put it back in, because I can imagine that is probably not fun. So for now, we're just gonna put it back together and hope for the best. It's supposed to be our last full like big day of rain for a long time. Well, I say a long time, but hopefully for a long time. And yeah, like I said, now that we've investigated a little further, like obviously any water intrusion is bad. We are gonna get it remedied, but it's not like an emergency situation. Well, hey, Wes wasn't gonna show you this. I didn't even know he had it here. I thought he had ordered it, but apparently it's here now. So this is Wes's horn, his new horn setup. I've been seeing these on websites for years. I never really thought much of them because they're what, 100-something bucks?
Yeah, I mean, this is the competition 3-horn. It's all metal, comes with the solenoid valve built into it. I was talking to Train Horns of Texas, or Air Horns of Texas. They carry a lot of the big Nathan horns, but he said this is a great alternative and an upgrade from what I have. So I took a gamble, and for 130 bucks.
So he actually didn't want to film this until he's like, dude, I just want to see if it's junk or not before we even turn the camera on. It's not. Like, this thing's actually pretty legit, and again, we're just wiring it up and hooking it up to the same compressor setup here.
We actually went down to a 3/8 line, which is what I'm gonna run, but I gotta prime the tank and then we'll let it
So
rip.
the cool thing is it's got the built-in solenoid, so everything, it's really a plug-and-play package here. Wes is using
I'm jumping it off
the Milwaukee battery there. For those of you guys out spending like 600 bucks on the Horn Blaster's plastic horns, I don't know if you're gonna be able to beat that, especially for the price.
Yeah, I think if you go on his website, he has a package that comes with the compressor, tank, and everything, and it's really reasonable. And from the sounds of it, I wish I would have went that route.
The thing is loud, bro.
Dude, I held it for like damn near 10 seconds.
So this is like typically something you'd see on the top of like a pleasure craft boat or a yacht or something like that.
He said it's a big rig horn.
Or a big rig. I've seen them mounted up on the roofs of boats though, especially when they're polished like that. That's a good deal right there. I mean, especially metal. So one of the things Wes was running into on his other one with his Klein setup is his horns were close to his exhaust. So the plastic was always ended up melting. And then, yeah, you don't have to worry about that no more. It's all one unit on the manifold, similar to the Nathan. I mean, obviously there's a difference in size here, but that's a self-contained unit right there.
So I got this from Air Horns of Texas. It is a United Pacific 46151 3-trumpet competition horn. I think it comes in black and chrome, but hit up Jason over at Air Horns of Texas.
Can we powder coat this the color of your suspension now?
I'm not doing all that. That's too much.
You know, I figure everybody else has done it in my shop but me, but you know, I think we did the best one with only one tire that spins, but whatever, it worked. Hopefully the old Denali's been sitting out here charging for a while. Okay, let's make sure all accessories are turned off. Phoenix controller is off.
Could've got a longer fucking handle. I'm only 5'9".
Listen, we gotta work with what we got, buddy.
Oh, it's fast.
Right? Pick something up, pick yourself up. I don't think it ain't rated for you, buddy. I mean, technically it is, but technically it's not.
Dude, it seemed a little more sturdy in the videos. I don't know.
It ain't gonna lift you. Maybe it'll lift you. I don't know. Oh, it's working. Look at that.
I don't know.
We just upped the weight rating on this thing.
We just certified it for 220 pounds. I know the little hoist mechanism. That thing's got it. That little beam twisting. It's not bolted into. It's just.
It definitely should have been centered in between the two on like some 4x material or something. But
I committed to just following through with plan A.
They got me off the ground, so we don't have a wheel in here heavier than that.
Oh, what's up, Chris? We haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Hey, good distance. Wes will be our in between.
30 pounds skinnier. Where's your beard?
You can't see that I don't have a beard. I got my shirt on.
Oh,
hey, Chris.
how's it going?
Nice gloves.
Thanks, you know. Gotta keep it safe.
All right, bye.
Good seeing you guys.
Yeah, you too. So Chris sold 2 of his subs. If anybody's looking and wants to buy the last 2, what are we thinking, like $400 or $500?
Yeah, 400.
400 for the remaining 2. Here, let me show him from a distance. Boom, boom. He's got 2 left. Don't miss out. DD Audio. I don't know the specs. Wes, specs.
I don't know anything about those subs.
Oh.
Supercharged, carbon fiber, cone, or dust caps,
Yeah, something.
600 watts or something like that.
Hit him up on Instagram at cbailey619. And because I know there's gonna be comments on hanging headliner here, I do have interior plans for this thing. I'm not gonna say exactly what they are because I think we're gonna do something a little bit different that I haven't really seen on one of these trucks. Again, it's gonna be once all the Rona-ness is over and we can actually go travel to the interior guy that I want to have do this. But we are definitely going to be upgrading the interior on this thing. And hopefully by then I'll have like silicone that windshield and it doesn't leak on my brand new interior. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now that you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.